Alberta has a budget surplus of nearly $5 billion this year, but the government warns lower oil prices could dip the province into deficit next year. Still, don't expect any new taxes.
No, I don't believe that a provincial sales tax is the direction we need to go in this province. I do think that the finance minister is 100% correct. We have to continue to look at the challenges we have with the resource revenue roller coaster.
For years, economists have said a PST is one way off that roller coaster and would allow Alberta to collect more from tourists. The government's own website says it could raise nearly $10 billion a year with a system similar to BC's $16 billion a year with Newfoundland's PST. But in a year-end interview with City News, Minister Jason Nixon suggested Alberta is more likely to trim than tax.
We pay more for health care per capita than places like Ontario and BC usually, and I don't think any Albertan thinks they're receiving better services than Ontario or BC. So the very first thing we have to do before we talk about taxing Albertans more is go back and make sure that we're spending their taxpayer dollars effectively right now.
Here on White Avenue, last-minute Christmas shoppers were not too enthusiastic about a PST, but some said if it means better services, health care, and education, they'd be willing to pay a little more.
If it's a matter of having more public goods for, a couple extra % on a provincial tax, I'm down for that.
If it's going back to healthcare, I wouldn't mind that.
Bad idea. I don't know. I feel like we pay too many taxes already.
The NDP alleges the UCP has done nothing to wean Alberta off oil and gas revenues.
Danielle Smith's first budget was the first budget in decades that increased our reliance on royalties. And then the price of oil fell. What did you think was going to happen?
But Leader Naheed Nenshi is also not even considering a PST, saying Alberta voters will never buy it. Instead, he says the UCP needs to stop wasting money on things like pipelines that never got built, Turkish medicine that wasn't needed, and trips abroad for government MLAs.
Politics is the art of the possible, and you take the guardrails that you've got. And if our guardrail is no PST, then we figure out how to balance the budget without a PST. It is possible. Other jurisdictions have done it, but we've got to have an honest, grown-up conversations with Albertans about how to do it.
The UCP government will unveil its 2025 budget in February. A public budget survey is open on Alberta's website until January 12th. From Edmonton, Sean Amato, City News.